Hello everybody, this is take two. The way I had the new microphone and stuff attached to the phone, unfortunately pressed a button which ended our recording. So everybody's doing well. As you can see, we have a new building over there, and that is because Miss Charlotte's shelter was not in very good shape at all. I had been wanting to get out here and do something with it, and I was finally able to. The melt-off is here. It is a mucky, muddy mess. Cannot wait for spring, guys, for that grass. Man, you never know what you miss till it's gone. Right there is Charlotte's old shelter. As you can see, it was not in very good shape. We'll make our way over here, and I'll show you guys again. First for you, second for me, Miss Charlotte's new shelter. No, it's not pretty, but she is loving it. Loving it. We left the top open for some ventilation. So she's not completely boxed in, but it is keeping her warm. I ran out of charged batteries to finish screwing the roof down, but that will get done. Everybody got new bedding. Some of them was just refreshed, and some of them needed bedding altogether. The bunny's here. I miss the bunny. Hello again, darling. They have nice, thick bedding. Look at those cute faces. Look at those cute faces. And Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny. So, they all have freshened bedding available. And this bunny is doing wonderful as well. Cute little faces. Alright. So moving on. Yeah, I can't find my selfie stick to save my life. I had found it and was going to use it, and apparently it got put away, and I haven't the foggiest idea where to begin looking for it. So we're trying out this new microphone setup. It is quite windy today. It's just perfect time to test it, I think. But yeah, we have some really frigid temperatures coming. And it's going to be that way for days. So, yeah, and this new setup came with this fancy little keypad here, so I can record and all of that by the push of a button. And I'll take this off the phone here and show you what I'm working with here. So that is the setup that I'm checking out. I thought I was going to have to return it, and I probably should have, because it didn't come with a tripod like it was supposed to. But I figured I'd make it work since I had a selfie stick. Well, you see how that worked out. So, how are the emu doing? Well, they are doing fantastic. So, let me get away from the wire so it'll focus a little bit here. There was an egg in there, so they did lay one in there. And then, of course, they're still laying out here in a little bitty pile of leaves. But they are doing absolutely wonderful. And no issues there. So I'd really like to invest in a clip-on microphone. But man, this stuff has just gotten all over the place. So yeah, some cleanup is coming again. But these beautiful babies are doing wonderful. Hi, baby. Hey, baby. What are you doing? They're so fuzzy this time of year. So as I said before, I put a temporary shelter up. Well, you see why, ladies and gentlemen. It is temporary. They were eating on that hay. I knew that was going to happen, but I am glad, of course, nobody was in there when it collapsed. But yeah, we're going to have to figure something else out, because we have several days of single-digit weather coming, and as I stated before, winter has just begun for us. It is only the beginning. We will see more and more of these temperatures down, or we won't. We'll be lucky if we get above 30 degrees. Or 32 degrees Fahrenheit, which is freezing for us. I don't know the Celsius. I'm not familiar with Celsius. And unfortunately, we have some leaks in our coop, and we're going to have to address. But they got new bedding as well. So it has been a while since this has been resealed on top, so it's kind of expected. And we will get to it as soon as we can. So here is some of the stuff, as you can see, that was in the hay that was given to us. That is just absolute junk. Absolute junk. But the goats are doing well. We have filled their shelter. Let me zoom in there for you. We filled their shelter up with shavings as well. They do gnaw on that a little bit there. That's that other partial bale I put in here for these guys to have some roughage in their life. So we don't have a lot of brush and things for them to chew on, so unfortunately that is just how it's going to roll for the time being. I have been considering some big changes around here, and to be quite honest with you, it's not a real easy decision for me to make. It requires the rehoming of some animals that I hold dear to my heart. And like I said, it's a consideration, and I don't know. I just don't know. I know that it would open the door for us to do a lot of things around here, because that's a lot of money that we could put forward to several projects. We'd be able to get the proper fencing put in the way I would like to put it in, where I would like to put it in, and it'd give us the opportunity to get a barn put in, or at least a shelter put in. The whole reason I got into this homesteading was to be self-sustaining. Put food on the table, to have a little bit of income, and unfortunately the animals that we have, they really don't do that. So it's costing us money, and we're not really benefiting anything of it except for giving them a good home. And again, that's what makes it harder to rehome them, because I know the care that they're getting here. Now you may be wondering yourself, looking at what we have to provide them, how wonderful their care is, but I can assure you their needs are met and beyond. See, the key to taking care of animals is loving them and making sure that their needs are met. It's not about how fancy your stuff is, how new it is, how updated. Things that the Karens of this world want you to think are necessary to carry out having animals. You don't have to have nice stuff. You don't have to have fancy stuff. You just have to have proper shelter. Doesn't matter what it looks like. That behind me, you see, is not a proper shelter. It was a temporary shelter, and I stated that to begin with. There will be some kind of critic or Karen that sees it and throws a fit. And, you know, it is what it is. I provided for my animals in a time of need, and it was an emergency. So, have a fit all you want. I'm not going to feel bad about it. They were able to have protection fully during that ice storm that came through, followed by several inches of snow. And we have another one coming. So yes, I will be out here trying to figure something out, but I probably will not be out here in the frigid temperatures trying to do so. They will stay warm. Being where they are, they will have all of that sitting there as a windbreak. They're not able to get in there for it to collapse on them anymore and get hurt. So no, I'm not concerned with that. I'll have to get equipment in there and help lift that up and all of that to even begin cleaning that up. And I'm not going to make it urgent to do so, because that is going to create a windbreak for them, which is what they are going to need during these frigid temperatures. The ability to stay dry and out of the wind is the most important thing for animals. They can get slightly damp. They can't get soaking wet. And that's how you see animals out here wondering how they're standing out in the ice and standing out in the snow, because they can get wet on the surface. When they get soaking wet, that's when it's a problem. They can't hold in warmth that way. And as I have shown many, many times, the horses will take shelter when they feel like they need it. I don't force them to go into shelter. Now, I put them in that pen when it was ice outside because we live on a slope, and I did not want to risk any injuries during an ice storm, because it is impossible to get them help, because you can't get anywhere and help can't get to you. So yes, I take precautions, but I'm not going to sit here and force them into a stall, because that's not where they want to be. They know when they need shelter. As human beings with no fur and a lot more sensitive to these weather changes than animals have ever been. There's a lot of false information out there about if it's cold outside to us, it's cold to them. No, they know when they're cold. They'll find hay to lay in or some cedars to get into, natural cover. They'll figure out a way. They know what they need. And as long as we provide what we're told they need, then they'll be able to find it. So, I don't even need a barn with stalls. I need a lean-to. Something they can get out of the wind in. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring the one that I had built before because it just wasn't feasible to put it back together. I would have had to cut a lot of those down, and it just wouldn't have been the shelter it was before. Unfortunately, as brittle as those boards were, a lot of them broke or cracked or whatnot in the demolition process to bring it here. So I do have some ideas. I do have some things I'm rolling through. But again, we're going to be waiting till payday rolls around, because I used the last of my screws to build Charlotte a new shelter. And I need screws or nails, either one, in order to erect some kind of shelter for the horses again. I have plenty of lumber to do it. I just don't have the metal for the roofing, so I'm going to have to figure something out there. But I assure you, I will figure something out. Even if that means coming out here and moving all that hay back out of the barn, it is what it is. I guess I'll sacrifice their hay, so I don't sacrifice the animals. That's just a part of it. It's the decisions we have to make for our animals. It's just the way it is. I don't know what the future of the homestead is, and I've stated that before. I just know what direction I would like to be in, and I'm trying to figure out my next move, the next steps, what it's going to take to get where we need to be. And like I said, that may cause us to get rid of some animals. Excuse me. To rehome some animals. Get rid of is kind of a harsh, vague term. It's such a heart I have for the animals. It's not an easy choice whatsoever. But that being said, I wanted to show you the melt-off is here. The animals are doing well, and we're going to keep providing for them the best that we can, and we will keep you guys updated and informed the best that we can. There's not a whole lot going on this time of year for a lot of people. The ones that have more animals and more materials to work with and things like that can keep themselves a lot more busy than what we can. But we're doing the best we can here. So there's just not a whole lot going on. You come out here, you feed them, you water them, you make sure they're doing well, and you keep yourself out of the cold. Today is not that frigid. It's a decent day out here today, and it's just unfortunate it is so stinking muddy. Like I said, I can't wait for spring to get here and for it to warm up, because man, this mud is just ridiculous. But something orange over here in the fence line has caught my eye, so I'm coming over here to check it out. As I don't recall ever seeing it before. I don't know if someone has come out here and marked things or not. Well, let's go investigate. I do have some more dirt work coming up. So as you can see, there's mounds here. I went through and cleaned out some ditches and tried to be a good neighbor and clear the road when all that ice came in. We have just now, for the first time in a long time, seen the road grader come down here and even try to clear the roads, and it's a little late for that because it's all melted off already. So yeah, there's that. Now let's see what this orange thing is up here. I have no idea what that is. Interesting. It's string. But I could see it from quite a distance away. Yeah, it's a straight line. It's shouldn't be there by any means. And as you can see, there's the property line. That is a corner post that used to hold a fence up. And since we don't exactly have a stake out here to determine where the property line is for sure, we did end our fence a little early, and we didn't quite follow the fence line either. It kind of comes at an angle, so yeah, there's that. But we're not coming all the way out by the edge of the road anyway, so our plans are to clear all this out, get these trees down so that we can actually access the current fence line and re-fence all this, put up brand new fence posts, all the whole works, all the way around. Because this fence is really old, it is brittle, and it's not very tall. So instead of just continuing to repair it over and over and over and over again, we're just going to take it out, redo it, and then I would like to partition this off in a way that it works for us and the animals. So I don't know how long this stuff is going to take, and some of it's just ideas, but I know there's some of it I will be able to implement. I will be able to get it done, and we've already started leveling off up here on this side, all the dirt that I took out to deter water around the arena here. It is thawing out. This was a solid sheet of ice, but it is thawing, and it is still a work in progress. But as you can see, we have water flowing right here. It's actually flowing, and it all runs down there to the ditches. Unfortunately, we'll probably have water running for a week, just because of how much water's on the ground. That's just the way it goes here, and it's been a constant struggle and battle, but we will eventually get this place worked around and figured out. It's a work in progress, and a little progress is nonetheless progress. So I appreciate everybody tuning in just stay tuned. I'll update you as much as I can. I'll bring you in on any future projects as much as possible, and we're just going to continue trying to be great in our own way, because anybody else's way is their way. So again, I appreciate y'all, and I hope everyone is staying safe, staying warm, and getting through this winter. And man, just send prayers out there to California. There is so much devastation out there right now, and just no words for that. But they need a lot of prayer, they need a lot of thoughts, and they are going to need a lot of help. But there's nothing we can do. It's Mother Nature, and just have to let it go and hope that we can get it under control. But yeah, we will see you next time, guys.